Well then, this was quite unexpected by everybody, I would imagine. News of a new Don't Starve mobile game dropping on a Tuesday, no less. Don't Starve Newhome is coming, everybody. But before we dive into any of that, we should probably watch the new dang trailer that dropped alongside this post. And links to all that will be down below. The trailer is already giving off some pretty darn interesting vibes, everyone. Definitely a Hamlet-esque feel with a new batch of survivors with the chance to probably play with the old ones. But, I think we should digest everything before we openly discuss, starting with the actual official post on the Clay forums here. So, let's read it. Hey everybody, I just wanted to drop in and let you know about something new coming up for Don't Starve. A while back, we agreed to a license for Tencent Games, developers and publishers of PUBG Mobile, COD Mobile, and that's to name a very few because Tencent is massive. But they're to publish a Don't Starve mobile game developed by SangQ Interactive. And I do believe it's SangQ Interactive, so forgive me for any mispronunciations throughout this video. But this next quote is actually from their press release, and we'll save it for the time being, as we'll go to their website eventually too. So let's just progress with the official post here. While this is not being operated by Clay, which is very, very important, we wanted to let you all know that it is officially licensed. And if this sounds interesting to you, they will be running a closed beta test real soon. While this is a mobile game and a bit different than the traditional Don't Starve experience, they do want to know what you think about it. So, if that sounds interesting, go check out the official website, of which we will soon, and then to keep up with more news, they have a Facebook page, they have a YouTube channel, they have an Instagram, they have a Twitter, they got it all. And then, of course, we scroll down into their press release, of which, again, we will get to later, and that's pretty much it, everybody. But, what does it mean when it's an officially licensed game? Now, truly, I cannot speak with utmost certainty. However, I do have a basic understanding of licensing. So, 2 years ago, at least confirmed by Joe, Tencent came to Clay and said, hey, can we make a potential game from your IP? The two parties sat down, they agreed on something, obviously, because here we are, and, well, the licensee, having been Tencent and, of course, SangQ Interactive, have been working all this time, and there's a contract somewhere. I'm sure Clay has had some say into this game, because if they haven't, that's kind of insane to give a licensee full control over the IP, but I highly doubt that happened. But, if you're concerned, you do have a right to be. However, Clay has gotten their money. I'm sure there was a minimum guarantee somewhere, an advance on that minimum guarantee, and I'm sure there's some royalty percentage package somewhere. If that is flying over your head, all that means is Clay got their money. Don't worry. And even though this can all be found on the official Clay forums, I just felt it necessary to go to the actual official website to talk about this press release that just happened literally yesterday. But Don't Starve Newhome, the newest installment of Clay's hit gaming series, Don't Starve, will begin limited closed beta testing in July, and players can now sign up at its official website. And all those links are practically everywhere, and maybe I might leave them, we'll see. The new free-to-play mobile game, published by Tencent Games and developed by SangQ Games, will expand on the core survival, exploration, and crafting that Don't Starve is known for, while introducing social and multiplayer elements that expand gameplay in exciting new ways. Beta testers who complete a series of challenges during the test period will be rewarded with a unique in-game gift that will carry over to the live game when it fully launches. Alright, sounds good to me. Don't Starve Newhome is being designed with all new features for a mobile gaming audience, including cooperative multiplayer modes that allow them to play with friends, and with faster play sessions and personalized progression systems, while still retaining the unique art style, challenging survival, and exploration gameplay and extensive crafting the series is known for. Players will be able to build persistent homes, discover new creatures, builds, and crafting options, and team up with friends online to delve even deeper into the world of Don't Starve Newhome. The game will also feature a new story mode, ongoing live support, and much more. We also got some looks into the game, of course, and it looks like a very typical mobile UI. Unfortunately, these things in the top right that look like the spool thing and all that maybe have some timers. They have said they're not necessarily going to have microtransactions during the beta. However, you bet your butt there's going to be microtransactions in the full game because they even say there's going to be. But, I mean, like I said, it looks like Hamlet, but not Hamlet at the same time. With villages, things like that. Unique items that we're very familiar with, and then definitely items that we're not familiar with. And they're showing characters. I mean, here's Winona right there. So it's not just new characters, but you know, I don't necessarily know what to say of it yet. And I mean, even look at this. This says dungeon target in the top left there. I know there's things to digest for sure. I can't speak apparently. And then obviously there's certainly things to question, and that's okay to question them. Because when you truly do read some of these things, you do just have to question it. Like the About section of the Shankyu Games part. Also, they keep changing it from Shankyu Games to Shankyu Interactive, which is a whole thing. But this is the literal developer of this game, and all it says is Shankyu Games is a leading online game developer, operator, and publisher worldwide. That's it. Listen, for all we know, the game's going to come out fine. It's going to play fine. It's going to be fine. Sure, it's probably going to be a typical mobile experience. The contract between Clay and everybody and all the other parties is probably fine. For all we know, at the end of the day, everything may be fine. That said, I'm the Don't Starve guy. I did my own digging into everything. And I don't want to be a yes man. So there are some brief comments I need to make. I'm really not going to get overly into anything, folks. My opinions are my own, but the facts are the facts, and they cannot be ignored. Tencent, love them, hate them, enjoy what they do, that's all up to you. Then again, you cannot ignore the provable controversies and questionable actions that Tencent has done over the many years. They have their hands in pretty much everything related to gaming ever. They are the biggest gaming company in the world by far, with their hands in the biggest names in the gaming industry in the world. That's just how it goes. But at the end of the day, you also can't ignore success. Tencent has had it, especially with the Chinese audience, which is mostly directed at. So if you saw this post, read this post, saw this game, and were just thinking that it was a, sorry for a lack of a better term, Chinese knockoff, you're not too far off. Because let's face it, even though this beta is taking place for us in the United States and in Canada, I'm sure they've had some test runs and will have some test runs in that certain audience. And just for full transparency, I've known this game was coming for weeks now. I don't know if Clay knows that some of us know. And if that's the case, Clay, maybe we should talk. But yes, I've known this game was coming for a while. And then comes Shankyu Games, which only just became Shankyu Games last year, March 30th of 2019, when they were bought out by another company. And that company that now owns them is a company that makes vehicle parts, car parts and models, which is, you know, that's a thing. Also, the 22 games that they are credited in are mostly publishing works. And you will find, if you do the digging yourself, that all of these credits are when they were Shanda games or Shanda games or Shanda Interactive, not Shankyu Interactive. And like I said, they're mostly publishing works, not actually development. That said, the 22 games, I looked into pretty much all of them that I could find. There are some successes here and there, absolutely. These folks make online experiences, okay? That is their expertise, and you know what? They do it well. That said, many of the games that I looked into didn't last very long, were taken down via controversy or even lawsuits, so much so that some of them were even lawsuits on gathering user data, and, well, we kind of know that doing that illegally and doing that in a predatory way, as maybe one of these games did, not great. Not great. Again, not going to get into it, just presenting some facts here. And just one last mention with Shankyu Games here. They have 2 subsidiaries and 1 sub-organization. One of each is credited in developing some of the games. And the other one, as far as I can tell, is a company that works on the technology needed for self-driving cars. That's what I could find. That's what I could dig. I'm just, again, presenting some facts that I dug up in my 2-hour digging of these companies, folks. And that's it. You take that and everything said today however you want, okay? So am I. So will everyone. The game, like I said, might turn out fine. Clay's going to turn out fine. They got their money. Tencent, Shanku Games might do a phenomenal job. We don't know. All I'm saying is the facts surrounding this situation can give you a reason to pause and think. And you know what? The world needs more of that nowadays, okay? That's why I was saying I don't want to be a yes man. So here we go. But that's all I'm going to say. See you in the next one. Maybe see you in this game. But if you want my initial knee-jerk reaction to this game, I'll tell you this. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. But I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.